Welcome to Tash Talks Soul.
Hi and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about the concept of taking pressure off yourself and not feeling like you absolutely have to affect the world on a global scale with your spiritual gifts or whatever it is that you may be doing. I feel like in our society we've been conditioned to believe that in order for us to be successful or to truly live out our soul's purpose, mission, dharma, that we have to come in and rock the whole world socks off, that we just have to do it on a huge scale and have huge reach and be like, I don't know, somebody like Tony Robbins or Oprah Winfrey. Now, those people are successful at affecting change and reaching millions and millions of people and, opening people's eyes to it, maybe a different way of being, sharing their stories with the world and having that effect. And I was thinking about that maybe a couple of years ago, actually, now, when I first started doing all of my soul gazer stuff. And I was thinking, I'm feeling a little bit of pressure to do this whole digital thing on a global scale, and it was stressing me out a little bit. And I was thinking, would it be so bad if I just had these conversations with the people in my immediate circle and friends of friends and just spread that message and conversation face to face? And not on a huge scale to millions of people, because quite honestly, that's a little bit intimidating. Does that mean that I'm not successful? Does that mean that I'm not living out my true soul's mission and I'm not sharing my gifts? And then I would spiral into thoughts of, oh my gosh, am I wasting my gifts? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I helping as many people as I can help? Because I have that yearning. I have that desire to talk to people and share all of my exciting ideas and have them share their experiences and their exciting ideas with me, and for us to just grow and bond over this connection and help each other. And that is reflected in the relationships I have with my friends and my family, and we have such juicy conversations that are just delicious, and I love it, and it fills me up, and it makes me feel really, really fulfilled. And then I came across this concept that in quantum physics, now I am by no means a scientist and I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. So if you actually know about this stuff, feel free to comment what it actually is if I'm misrepresenting it. But I'm just talking about my very layman terms understanding of all of these wild out there concepts. So in quantum physics, we are basically all interconnected. We are all one. And if you subscribe to the view that we are the universe expressing itself through human form and learning about itself in human form, the universe is essentially like one giant AI, if you think about it. It wants to learn more. It wants to learn itself through expression in different facets. So it wants to learn about the loving part of itself. It wants to learn about the shadow elements of itself. It's gathering information on itself and what it's capable of, and it's doing that through us. That's one theory, right? And according to this, everything that you do, every element of your journey already affects the entire universe all at once. So by that logic, it doesn't matter if you are reaching millions and billions of people and affecting them directly in that way, or if you only change the thought process of one other person on an energetic level. You have already given the universe that feedback and that information and that broadening of the mind. So even if you reach just one person, you have already achieved your mission. You've already fed that information back to source. So whether or not you do end up reaching millions of people and changing millions of people's thought processes, it doesn't make you any more successful in your soul mission. And so to reiterate and maybe say it in a slightly different way, maybe your life purpose is not to affect the world on a global scale. If we are all individuations, if that's even a word, of the one universe, seeking to understand the question, who am I? Then one person's contribution to this understanding is no less than another's. Therefore, changing just a few lives is as equal in value to the universe as changing many. And maybe without knowing, we're affecting interplanetary karmic cycles just by changing one life. And so the pressure's off. You just need to continue existing and being your authentic selves. And maybe your life purpose is just to live a delightful, lit up life, and that's it. I mean, if you look at human design, for example, I'm a generator. And on top of that, my doctor's pretty certain I've got ADHD. So my entire MO in life is following what lights me up. When that wind is in my sails, oh my goodness, I can move mountains. Even this podcast, I had the idea at 8 p.m. last night to have a podcast, and by 11:30 we were live with our first episode. I'm not saying everybody's like this or you need to be like this. The template's so different. I'm saying for myself, I have to act while the wind is in my sails. And that looks different to somebody that's able to show up consistently in a disciplined way every day and deliver what they said they were going to deliver. I'm not like that. I'm very much go with the flow. And when inspiration strikes, I have to act. And for me, that's what fills me up. That's what lights me up. That's when I do my best creating. And it's just so exciting to me. I just have the best time with myself. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is do what gives you the best time with yourself. Live your best life. And just by living your best life, you're being who you came here to be. You're lit up, you're glowing. And this is why we're here. And by extension of that, what lights you up probably is aligned with your soul purpose. So look into that. What excites you? What brings you passion? What could you talk about for hours on end and never stop? Maybe that's where your mission lies. So when I was thinking about that, that really kind of blew my mind. And all of a sudden, it took all this pressure off. That who said that for us to achieve our soul mission, we have to, help the entire world, the entire planet. Nobody said that. That's such a human construct and a societal construct because that's how we measure. I don't know. I think it's just rules that we've made up for ourselves that's how we measure success. Oh, you're successful if you tick all these boxes, that you have a huge audience and that you have millions of dollars in the bank and you have, the houses, the cars, whatever. I mean, success looks different for everybody, but generally I think we can agree that as a society, when somebody says, oh, they're super successful in their field, I think most of our minds probably go to that place. And I think it's so easy to get distracted along the way, but by what society says we need to have. For example, all of the material wealth and the success. And I mean, that's the only example that's coming to mind right now. But basically the checklist that society gives us to tick off and then get an A+, get a gold star. Well done, you've done it. Are you happy? Probably not. And in the grand scheme of things, the dream house or the dream job or whatever it is, it's actually insignificant and meaningless in the big picture of your soul. It shrinks. The importance that we place on these things just shrinks. So even if you're in the void, you're confused, you don't know up from down, you're having a dark night of the soul, accept that you are where you need to be. All you need to do is just take the next step and follow your joy. Follow what lights you up. Follow what excites you. Just something to think about because keep doing you. It's, what they say, it's not about being a human doing, it's about being a human being. So It's who you are. It's not what you do. It's who you be. That is a direct expression of your soul, and who you are at your core and the mission that you're here to achieve. And for some people, it is to have huge effect on a mass scale, and for others, it's not, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you have failed or you haven't lived out your soul mission. So jot that down. Have a think about that. Have a great day. Bye.